7弾。一般公募で選ばれたボスキャラたちをあのスーパーヒーローロックマンが迎え撃つ。スーパーファミコンソフトロックマン7スタンバイ。
Capcom.
Hey everybody, Jim here, obviously in Super Potato today. Let's get that exchange rate up there, which is looking pretty good these days. If you're dealing with US dollars, exchange rate not too shabby. We're going to look at a whole lot of Super Famicom games today, starting with the boxed section, which is just like a tremendous amount of games, a really big selection to choose from. Some of these prices you'll see are not too bad. For instance here, Ganbati Goemon 2, great game, it's $36.08, but it's like in really fantastic condition, so you sort of kind of know what you're dealing with when you come to Super Potato. You'll probably find what you want, but the price is going to be higher than if you were at Hard Off, and that was the fourth Goemon game, and it's like, with exchange rate, it's like 27 bucks or something, so that's not so bad. And here we have a Caravan Shooting Collection, Star Force, Star Soldier, and Hector 88. So that's very cool. So we're going to see a whole bunch of stuff here. Some of it you might be familiar with, and some of it you might not. And I will point out that as we look at these boxes, beautiful Gradius 3 here, 27.28, so that's like 25 bucks. Can't go, not too bad, not too shabby. There is like a little paper slip on the front of these. It'll have details on it about the condition of the game's Ys 4, Mask of the Sun, which is a different game from the other Ys 4 that appeared on PC Engine. And Ys 5, which I actually like. That one's $54.78, not cheap. Some people do not like Ys 5 on the SNES. It has a more, I guess you could say maybe more of a akin to like Zelda style, more traditional action RPG. Thunder Spirits, 40 some odd for that, and then Sandora no Daiboken, part of the Valkyrie series. So that's pretty cool. And the JoJo's Bizarre Adventure RPG, which I believe is the only JoJo game to appear on the Super Famicom. And it is indeed an RPG. And we have one of the, this is actually a prequel to River City Ransom, I believe, where the various characters, they go on a trip to Osaka, and they have, who'd have guessed, they have some trouble. They have some run-ins and fistfights. Super R-Type, which, you know, good game, but I'm a much, much bigger fan of R-Type 3. I think that's a much better game. And then Super EDF, 62.48 though, but then again, some of the shoot-em-ups on the Super Famicom, those are kind of in demand. And then Super Variable Geo, which is more of an oddity, you know, fighting waitresses. It's kind of odd, but it's, you know, doesn't hold a candle to Street Fighter 2. And some Bonk, some Super Ginjin. So Bonk 1 and 2, 42.68. Although if you buy these loose, they're really pretty inexpensive, like under 10 bucks. Some Super Street Fighter 2. But that's the case with a lot of the stuff on this shelf. I mean, obviously, if something's loose, it's going to be considerably cheaper. And we're going to look at loose games in just a minute. But I thought it was, you know, pretty cool just when you're confronted with this giant wall of boxed Super Famicom games. And some of them are in just really nice, schnazzy condition. And again, there's a look at that little slip that'll tell you about the condition of the box, the cartridge, and the manual, and if, you know, if it's, the completeness. And Super Bomberman 5. Boy, they released a lot of those Bomberman games on the Super Famicom. I think we only got, like, what? A couple of them? Stateside? We did not get all the Bomberman love. Seiken Densetsu 3, 1958 for a complete copy. So that's like, I don't know, 17 bucks, 18 bucks, not bad. And Tetris Battle Gaiden, great game. I love it. 26.18. There was a time when that game was actually going up in price. They were like 50 bucks for a box copy. It's like half that now. So that's nice. I like to see trends like that. 41.58 for Twinbee Rainbow Bell Adventure. This is a fun game. It's a Twinbee platformer, which is a big deviation for the series, which are typically shoot 'em ups. We got all this stuff up here, all these Dragon Ball Z games and some Torneko, Daiboken, things like that. Very good stuff. And Panel Depon, aka Tetris Attack. Can't go wrong with that. And some Parodius. Quality as far as the eye can see. And then a bunch of first-party Nintendo stuff. You'll notice these have sample on the front and a range of prices they might go for. You can actually take these boxes up to the counter and they will bring you out several copies of varying condition and price, and then you can select the one you want. This here, pretty cool, $27.28 for Mickey's Tokyo Disney Adventure. So that is a Japan exclusive Mickey game, and it's actually pretty good. I think I've covered it on the channel in the past. It's not bad. And then Mickey Mania, which is my favorite of the Mickey games, actually. I thought it was a fun game, and I really do recall that commercial being pretty cool. This, for the Super Famicom Turbo, that was like a little add-on, actually, for the Super Famicom, where you could put little mini cartridges into it, and there was like some expansion features or something. Was not very successful. They really only had like Sailor Moon and little SD Gundam stuff. Anyway, on to the loose carts. Like I said, lots of really affordable stuff here. Lots of stuff for like $10 and under, like these RPGs. And this is also pretty cool. This is helpful for people who don't necessarily like read Japanese, who don't know the alphabetical order. So you can see right here, they've kind of grouped all of these RPGs together. So that's very convenient. And then elsewhere, there's other different kinds of groupings. Violist of Hamelin, however you spell the name. Great game, really amazing stuff. It's like $20. Pick it up if you can. If you can play that game, I highly recommend it. Then we come over to the next section, and they just have a whole bunch of anime properties here. Yu Yu Hakusho and Dragon Ball Z. Some of the stuff you can get for like $3 or $4. Very inexpensive. So even in a place like Super Potato, which is generally known for having high prices, you still buy games for a few bucks here and there. And then Macross Scrambled Valkyrie, even loose, it's like an $80 to $90 game sometimes. It's an expensive one, but an amazing game. One of the best Japan exclusives, in my opinion. But we got some beat-em-ups here. We got our Combat Tribes and Kunio-kun and the Rushing Beat games. And then we have a whole bunch of shoot-em-ups. Again, all sort of put together. We got Phalanx, some Darius, R-Type, Sonic Wings, and other various cool things. Back to the Future, Wolverine. And again, some of this stuff that's a little pricier, there are sample copies. Like Psycho Dream, for example. Another great action platformer. So even some of the loose carts you can pick from various condition, you know. If you want to pay a little more or a little less. A whole bunch of Sailor Moon games. And some Doraemon as well. And we can look down at the shelves below here. There's just row after row after row of games. So there's lots to choose from. We got some more shooters like, well, actually, this is a whole little Konami area. Konami and Capcom games sort of bundled together, which is, you know, those are like my two favorites. So there's stuff like Castlevania and Parodius, and we got Knights of the Round, King of Dragons right here, which is a fantastic game. But both King of Dragons and Knights of the Round, two games that have gone up quite a lot in price recently, which is a shame because those are really fun. Any you know, Capcom lover who has the Super Famicom might want to play those. But we got other good stuff here, some Street Fighter, various Rockman games. Again, some of these can be a little expensive, boxed, loose though. You don't really have to worry too much. They're going to be like $10 or less usually. Same thing with these Goemon games. $14.08 there. $12.98 for Goemon 3. So with the exchange rate, that's not much more than $10. Some Tiny Toons, Sparkster, awesome. And some TMNT, Turtles in Time, one of my favorite games of all time. Just walk right in and pick it up. Actually, in the future, I am probably going to start making some videos about starting a collection where maybe even in, you know, you can walk into a place like Super Potato with maybe just like 5,000 yen, you know, maybe the Japanese equivalent of $50, and walk out with a stack of games for something like the Super Famicom, the Famicom. And you can get various titles, fighting games, shoot-em-ups, platformers, beat-em-ups. You can walk in with $50 and walk out with a stack of games, and your weekend is all set. As we're looking at all these Bomberman games, boy, there was a lot of those. Some more stuff like Bonk, and then some first-party stuff, Star Fox, Metroid, F-Zero, the works. everything you need and everything you don't for the Super Famicom here. And then again, just look at these shelves. They're just overflowing with games. Lots to choose from. So this has been fun, perusing some Super Famicom games. Hey, I'll see you on the next one. Goodbye.